What's good? It's your boy MJ, and that stands for monkey jump, because monkeys, they jump. Fun fact, this is now an Animal Planet equivalent where we're going to learn about animals. But before we do that, today I hope you're in the mood to break down some modes. M for modes, M for monkey, J for jump. It's all connected. The conspiracy theories are true. This is the hottest drop since the Epi files. I'm not going to talk about it though, because I don't know if we could do that. Anyway, shout out to my boy Connor here in Brisbane, Australia. He's in a band called Understeer. I will pop their logo up and drop their Spotify below in the description. He asked me, hey man, can you break down modes? Connor is a really nice guy. I've had the pleasure of seeing him play in Understeer a handful of times. Really awesome, great band. They do great breakdowns, they got a great feel, really good. Check them out, very cool. He wanted to know, hey, what would your take on modes be? In my experience, modes are a bit of a scary thing. You know, they're these mystical, magical things that loom in the distance for all guitar players. What is a mode? Well, I'm going to be looking at it from the point of view that you're jamming with a buddy and he's like doing some 2-chord vamps at you, and you're going to add a bit of colour and feel to that. So we're going to look at 3 modes in particular, 2 minor, 1 major. That's right, this is a 3 for deal. I can't move that finger, that's upsetting. Anyway, so get your git, lock in. We're going to be looking at this from the point of view of the pentatonic. There's only 2 chords we're going to be running with, A and D, and variations thereof. So keep an eye on that. I'll run you through it. We'll get a close-up on the hands. Let's look at the pent and see if we can get the pent lean going. Haha! If you like this one, chuck me a like and a subscription. Whee! Now we're up close and personal. I got the blue Epi with me. Let's get you a view of what's going on. So, like I mentioned, we're going to be looking at 2 chords, mainly for this. A and D. So let's worry about like the minor pentatonic, rooted on the 5th fret of the low E, you know. 5-8, 5-7, 5-7, 5-7, 5-8, 5-8. Right, we know that. We love that. We use it all the time. If your buddy was going, you know, A5 to D5. Works every time, right? Bit of pentatonic, slap it right over that. The pent always works. Trust the pent. Believe in the pent. Become one with the pent. Practice the pent. Know the pent across the neck. What about these modes? Well, normally when you hear about modes, this is the outside notes that you always hear dudes talk about. He's playing notes outside. They're playing notes outside the pentatonic. There's outside stuff, man. Don't let it in. Intrusive thoughts. Modes are intrusive thoughts. There you go. So normally our pentatonic, penta is 5. Pentatonic is only a 5-note scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then everything after that is just a repetition. You can hear it. When we get to these modes, these mysterious things, what it means is a pentatonic is going to go from 5 notes to 7. So we're going to get 2 extra notes in there. But what notes and why? Well, brings us back to our chords, doesn't it? If I'm playing an A5, I got A, E, A. For D, I got D, A, D. There's nothing dictating me there. So my minor pentatonic is just going to work. But what if your buddy, he turns around and goes, hey, I'm going to go A5 to D major. Well, what makes up a D major? We got the D, A, and F sharp. So that extra note, F sharp, is going to be one of these outside notes that is now going to appear in our pentatonic. There'll be another note that appears alongside it to fire up into this mode fully. Let's take a look at that, right? The other note will be B. So my normal minor pentatonic is... It's just 2 notes per string. Now on some strings we're going to have 3 notes appear. This mode that we're going to play over the A5 to D major is going to be called Dorian. It's one of our minor modes. So 5, 7, 8 on the low E, 5, 7 on the A string, 4, 5, 7 on the D, 4, 5, 7 on the G, 5, 7, 8 on the B, and 5, 7, 8 on the high E. We've got that F sharp in there, which is this note. That F sharp comes straight out of our D major. The B that we get, that is our second. Some people might call it a 9. We're going to throw it in there for feel and flavour. The thing that I want you to focus on here, you don't need to know all the theory behind the modes. If you can understand the chords that someone are playing, you can break that down and see what mode would be best applicable. I'm going to throw that little A to D major in my looper, and I'll give you some licks here to give you an idea. Alright, some Dorian licks coming at you. Got some licks there with those outside notes that people talk about for Dorian. Something that Rick Beato says all the time is when you want to emphasize a mode that you're in, you want to target those half steps in the scale. So normally if you look at our pentatonic, you know, it's all big steps. It's all at least whole step. You know, they're always there, but in these modes, it's these half steps. So let's take a look at that, alright? So first lick, we're going to start on that F sharp on the 7th fret of the B string. You're going to bend it up. Bend it up a half step to that G, then bring it down and release it to the 5 of the B string. And after you release it, grab 7 on the G, then back to 5 on the B. Those little half step bends, they can get you out of a lot of trouble if you're feeling awkward or new to modes, because you can kind of bend up to something safe. Good way to work on your ear, good way to get some feel, and the way you want to do it, maybe you really want to sit on the bend. No wrong answers here. Just do whatever feels best for you. I'm just giving you a framework here. So, we're up, we're coming down, where after the release we pull off to 5. 5 on the B, 7 on the G, back to 5 on the B, 7 on the G, 5 on the G, down to that 4 on the G, then 5 on the B. Right? there's that first part. Get used to that. Then grabbing that 7 on the G, pulling off to the 5, sliding down to the 4. Sound very vocal, the modes. Alright, next lick. We're going to target this G triad because it's got that B note in there. Really simple, like a little arpeggio. We're starting with that 7 on the high E, and it's a hammer-on pull-off from 7, 8, 7. Then we've got 8 on the B string. Eight on the B, 7 on the G, down to 5. Then back home, the 7 on the D string. Even if you play those back to back. Maybe get used to that, just, you know, loop those chords. Just trying to emphasize the color of those 2 new notes. So then, next one, we're almost thinking, well, I'm thinking at least, trying to play it at the top of this, like if I played my C and moved it up a whole step, I'd get this lower part of a D chord. So we're going to start on the 7th fret of the D string. We're going to give it a good hit. Sliding around as we have been for a lot of these licks. So 7, pull off to 5, slide down to 4. Then we're grabbing that 5 on the A string. And then we just walk it back. 5, off to 7, down to 4, 5 on the A, 4, 5, 7. Sorry. 7, 5, 4, 5 on the A. If you want to hear some really great uses of Dorian, check out Rory Gallagher. He's got some phenomenal stuff for Dorian. So yeah, give him a look. Anyway, on to our next mode. So, our next mode is Aeolian. So, our mate so far, our friend who's been jamming with us, you know, he's been going A to D5, and then he went A to D major. What if he goes A to D minor? Well, that'll be time for our Aeolian mode to shine. So then in this D minor, our F sharp changes to an F. So that's going to be another new note that appears for us here. Because we got that F in there, every spot that we had F sharp before, take it down a half step and you'll find that F note. Now, how does Aeolian look for us to play? Well, we're going to have that B in there still. That second, it appears a lot in your minor modes, so get used to it. It's a great note. You can get a lot out of that one. So then, let's take a look at the magic of Aeolian. So we're going to go 5 as usual, 7, 8, nothing unusual so far on the low E. Then we got 5, 7, 8. Ooh, new one for you. On the A string, 5, 7 on our D. So far 5, 7, 8. 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, G strings hook and similar. Then we got 5, 6, 8. You were hoping I'd say 6, 7, weren't you? It's not happening. And then 5, 7, 8. It's very sad. Aeolian is very sad. It's our very somber mode. Let's look at some licks for this bad boy. Alright, some Aeolian licks for you. Alright, once again, taking some hints from Mr. Beato. We're trying to emphasize and target the half steps in the scale. So we're hitting that F note, we're using that B as well, trying to bring out the colour and the feel of Aeolian. Very sad, very somber. You want to take a gaze at some good Aeolian stuff. Gilmour, Mr. David Gilmour, is probably your guy. Oh, there's a few others, but notably, yeah, Gilmour's very nice with that one. So, our first lick, kind of similar to a previous one, but rather than getting the F sharp and bending it up, we're going to hammer onto the F. So we're on the 5th fret of the B string, and then we hammer to the 6 and pull off. 5, hammer 6, pull off on the B string. 5, hammer 6, pull off back to 5 on the B, 7 on the G, to 5 on the G, down to 4. And once I've slid down, 5, hammer 6, back to 5, 7 on the G, 5 on the G, down to 4. I give it another hit and some vibrato there. Up to you how you want to do that. If you want to go... No wrong answer here. Then I slide to that 7 on the D string and grab 5 on the G. That's our first lick for Aeolian. Then, lick number 2, 5 on the A string, 7 on the A string, slide up to 8. Once we get to that 8 on the A string, I'm going to bar my finger. 5, 7, 8, slides up. 7 on the D, 7 on the G. Little pause. And it's almost like a bit of a call and response, that one. And then we're going to grab 7 on the high E. And we'll hammer on to 8. And pull off, and then 8 on the B string. And I'm pretty slow with that hammer and pull off. For lick number 3, we're going to grab 5 on our high E. So 5 on the high E, 6 on the B, off to 5 on the B, pull off, and then I'm going to grab 6 on the B one more time and slide it up to 8. On the high E, 6 on the B, pull off to 5, back to 6 and slide it up to 8. Then from there I'm going to grab 9 on the G and slide it back to 7. So grab that 9 on the G, bring it back to 7. It's very quick. You could do the blue note if you want it. I'm coming from back that way. Nine, down to 7 on the G, to 5 on the G, 7 on the D. I give that a little bit of a bend. You don't have to if you don't want to. And once again, if you want to play these like nothing wrong with that. We're just getting a feel for the notes under our hands. Anyway, there are our Aeolian licks. Enjoy. Alright, what about our major mode? Well, let's say your homie is, you know, they're not just doing A to D no more. They're doing something. They're doing crazy stuff like, I don't know, A major 7 to D major 7. They've been studying jazz or something. In which case, probably, you know, respect their choices, of course, but totally get if you don't want to hang out with them anymore. It's, I mean, jazz. Whoa. No, but anyway, so. Also, if you want to know how to play those chords, if this is your first time seeing them. So we've got open A string, 2 on the D, 1 on the G string, 2 on the B string, and open on the high E. And then for our D major 7, we're just going to bar across the 2nd fret of the G, B, and high E, and make sure we get the open D string. Really pretty sounding chords. So the major mode we're going to look at is Ionian, and this is like your full-blown major scale. It's not your major pentat. There's more going on here. So let's take a look at this one, huh? A Ionian, we're going to have 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. Then we're going to have 4, 6, 7. Oh no, I said it. 4, 6, 7. 4, 6, 7, 5, 7, 4, 6, 7. This is the happy, joy scale. I don't know. Anyway, if you, it's the happy one. Anyway, it is a very beautiful sound, Aeolian. Let's take a look at this one. All right, our Ionian licks. Alright, so super beautiful scale here. It sounds super nice. I really like Ionian. It has a good, it's like really pretty, really melodic. Yeah, if you're going to write something beautiful, think about this one. Let's look at these licks. So this first one, it's all half steps. It's like almost in the middle of this A major bar chord. And it's all half steps. It's like falling down the stairs, but in a really beautiful way. This is like a good one to open a solo with. It's almost our 6/7 lick, but it's not. We got that 7, pull off to the 6 on the G, 7, pull off to the 6 on the B, 7 on the A string. So our second lick is gonna, it's a bit of a slide in, slide to 7 on the D. We're gonna skip the G string and grab 5 on the B. So slide to 7 on the D, 5 on the B, 7 on the G, then 6. And I like to give it a little bend. Slide to 7 on the D, 5 on the B, 7 on the G, 6 on the G, little bend, and back to 7 on the D. It's got a nice sort of like feel to it. Once again, you might give it like, it doesn't matter how you, doesn't matter the speed, the tempo, or the feel. What matters is that you're starting to get the idea of those extra notes that aren't normally in your pentatonic under your finger. That's lick number 2. Sliding to 7 on the D, 5 on the B, 6 on the G, 7 on the G, then 6 on the G, little bend, back to 7 on the D. So our third lick is almost like starting from the top end of the scale and heading to the low end. So we're going to start on the 7th fret of the high E. We're going to give it a good even pluck and pull off to 5 on the high E and then get down to 4. And then once we're here, we're going to use this as a little point to scale up. So we got 7 high E, 5 down to 4, and then we're going to grab 5 on the B string and then 6 on the G string, which actually makes this a little C sharp minor triad for folks playing at home who can see that one. So once we've got that that's 7, 5, 4, and then we have 5 on the B, 6 on the G, then we're going to grab that 4 on the G. We're going to grab 4 on the G, slide to 6 on the G and back. 4 on the G, slide to 6 and back. 4. It's very quick, that motion. We're on the 4th fret of the G string for a second as we slide to the 6 and then back. And then once we get a little breath there, slide into 7 on the D string and then 5 on the B to round out that phrase. Here you go, some Ionian licks for you. What's good? I hope that was helpful for you. A little breakdown of modes. Sorry for any awkwardness on camera. It's been a while since I recorded, aside from the little recent phone video. I know I only went through 3 modes. There's a lot more, but the main thing I want you to keep in mind is that chords are king. Whenever some weird chords rock up in a progression, you can probably utilize one of the modes. Knowing the notes in your chords, taking a look at those, they'll help you break down. Even if you just target them and look at them and don't even know what the name of the mode is, it doesn't matter. The main thing is that you're targeting those colors and bringing the most out of the progression and the most out of what's going on. So keep an eye on that kind of thing. You'll get a lot out of it. If you want me to do a more extensive breakdown of that sort of thing, let me know. Hit me with a like and a subscribe. And if I see you soon, I'll see you soon. Don't forget to check out Understeer in below. I'll do a breakdown of a few more things in the future, but lovely to see you, and I hope to see more of you soon. Bye.